Beberapa kawasan di sekitar Lembah Kelang dilanda banjir kilat susulan hujan lebat berterusan sejak tengah hari tadi.
Heavy rain on Wednesday evening triggered a flash flood in Section 51A, Petaling Jaya.
Sementara itu, 19 buah sekolah di daerah Beluran, Pitas dan Sadakan dilaporkan terjejas banjir.
Perkongsian oleh orang ramai di media sosial turut menunjukkan beberapa kawasan lain turut dinaiki air.
Hello, my name is AHSAN. So, the Islamic finance industry is at a crossroad. Today, the most operator practice passive ESG, simply avoiding non-halal investment. This fails to address the urgent climate crisis. The problem is traditional Takaful slow and only pays out after a disaster, rather than stopping it from happening again. We are fixing this with ERT, Environment Resilience Takaful, shifting from halal by default to impactful by design. This risk evaluation matrix, ERT is a complete value-based intimidation VBI ecosystem. For flood damage, we invest in green SRI support to combat climate change root causes. For loss of home, we invest in community drainage and recycle damage asset to fund our Wakaf fund, creating a perpetual legacy of resilience. For inequality, we use a tiered contribution model, 10, 50, 100, supported by zakat, wakaf, and investment profit. The 10% from B40 participant builds dignity and ownership within our ta'awun framework. We invest to prevent risk, recycle asset to build wakaf, and distribute subsidies through VBI. This is through ESG, transforming protection into proactive social and environmental impact.
My name is NABEEL. So to ensure the Green Takaful Framework ERT is both inclusive and Sharia compliant, we operate on tier solidarity contribution model. Our financial ecosystem is seen through a hybrid of zakat and wakaf contribution, integrate alongside institution donation to establish the foundation of Tabarruj Fund. This framework maintains the vital concept of ta'awun or mutual assistance by tailoring financial participation to the economic capacity of our members. Within this structure, ASNAF and B40 participants receive full subsidies to ensure essential protection for vulnerable, while still providing a nominal 10% contribution to establish a sense of ownership and commitment, effectively moving away from a fee handout mentality toward a dignity-based model. Meanwhile, M40 members pay a 50% of their contribution, with the remaining balance subsidized by profit generated from our ethical investment. Finally, T20 corporate participants contribute the full amount, ensuring the long-term solvency and sustainable of the fund for the entire community.
Hi, my name is AMIR. So, regarding the investment engine and proactive mitigation, we bridge the gap between financial protection and physical resilience using our 20, 50, 30 allocation rule. We maintain a 20% liquid buffer, which serves as cash for instant parametric payout when flood triggers are met. Additionally, 50% of our fund are dedicated to green investment, where capital is deployed into green SRI Sukuk to fund solar infrastructure. Crucially, we utilize 50% of this profit to subsidize M40 contribution, while simultaneously using the project themselves to physically mitigate climate risk by investing to reduce the likelihood of future floods and claim. Finally, 30% of the fund are held as a reserve, which is retained for fund stability and include direct investment into community drainage to prevent water accumulation. Through circular asset recovery, we further prevent flooding by clearing debris that clogs waterway. By utilizing a low-fee wakalah contract, we turn our fund into a proactive climate resilient tool, moving beyond the reactive nature of traditional takaful.
Hi, my name is ADELIA. So, innovation is our heartbeat. And we have replaced the slow, painful claims process with parametric payouts. Our system integrates with IoT sensors so that when flood levels hit 0.5 meters, the payout is triggered automatically, thereby removing all bureaucracy. So, we further address the ESG life cycle through our circular asset recovery, where instead of letting damaged goods become waste, we collect and recycle debris. The salvage value is when then deposited into our Wakaf fund, ensuring that every disaster left behind is a perpetual legacy of wealth for the community. So, by protecting life, environment, and wealth, we align perfectly with Maqasid Al-Shariah, proving that ERT is where profit meet purpose. In conclusion, ERT transforms Islamic finance into a circular ESG ecosystem that actively mitigates Malaysia's flood risk, fully aligning with Maqasid Al-Shariah. The system operates on tabarruk fund seeded by zakat, wakaf, and institutional donation, with tiered contributions where T20 pay 100%, M40 pay 50%, and B40 pay 10% of the commitment fee. Funds follow the 20, 50 and 30 rule, which is the 50% go to funds green SME infrastructure with the half of the profit subsidizing for M40 premiums, and 30% invest in flood prevention drainage, and 20% covers instant sensor triggered payouts. Finally, recycling disaster debris into a wakaf fund ensures the perpetual self-sustaining legacy of positive measurable impact. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.